We're doing testing, testing, and more testing. Let's brighten this up. Get everything squared away here. What do we got? What do we got? Boom. And save. All right. That looks like everything we need. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So we're here Monday morning looking through all of our, uh, I don't know, all of our little details. I'm for things over 5. I'm just seeing riot that's up, and it's not up that much. So I'm guessing most of the attention is under 5. It's got to be something moving, right? Um, I really want to see. I know this week, well, last week coming into this week was a little bit hot Thursday and Friday, but there wasn't anything that really had good catalyst on Friday. It was just kind of like a lot of chop and some big hammers that were out to get us. So we avoided Friday like the plague. Something that was moving Friday. Let's see. I don't. You know what? It's crazy because it just happened Friday, and I already forgot what was on Friday because I didn't see anything memorable or good. So, oh well. But yeah, let me check the Discord real quick. Make sure nobody posted anything over there. Ooh. Okay, talking about code. That's not market stuff. But anyway, um, Donnell said lambskin this morning, not much under 5 at this time. So that means we're gonna have looks like a technical day where a lot of times we see these lower volume days and we see things just kind of appear out of the open, and it's one of those things where you just got to be quick. You got to be quicker than that, and hope you don't get caught in some kind of flush. But I think every stock, when it opens up, it has to go through its cycles. It needs, if it just pops straight up, some people try to wait for a dip and all of that stuff. And sometimes you'll miss the whole move if you do wait for the dip, especially on a technical day where it has no pre-market data. It's just going straight up. But on the other hand, waiting could keep you out of a $2 flush or something like that. And the thing is, if it's good, it's gonna be good during pre-market too. Bots are gonna get in it. They're gonna start expanding the range, and then we'll see everything else follow, right? But as of now, pre-market is kind of dead, and I don't really like days that don't have a lot of pre-market data because pre-market can kind of show you some of the sentiment of the stock. It may not be as realistic. Sometimes we see things in pre-market move, $30, $40, and it's just not realistic for what it can actually do when real people are trading it. But I try to look for things that are more realistic. If it's making a move up, if it's on an uptrend, and then pre-market it just looks like it's just continuing this uptrend, or even in consolidation, just a normal look. Good morning, reliable. Donnell said SPY is down. Oh, it did break down 500. Yesterday, its ATR was right around 500. It's just been coming down. You can see how these ATRs have just been looking sad on the SPY. But sometimes people get caught up on days like this. They're like, yeah, the SPY's been going down for 1, 2, 3, 4, forever. And maybe today's not the day. But then it surprises them and flips. But I say trust whatever pattern is there until it breaks. And as far as this point, it has not broken anything. It's just been making lower and lower highs. If we look out on the larger time frame, we can see the same sentiment on the monthly chart coming all the way back down to these previous levels that we looked at before. Weekly. Interesting plays out here. I'm guessing everybody's gonna sit and wait because the SPY is looking like this though. Reliable called out AGBA and NKGN are watchers for you. Let's go look at those. Those were some names from last week. It still is kind of moving up on AGBA. Let me put that on there. AGBA. And the other one was NKGN. NKGN gave a little pop here in pre-market. NKGN is up 25%. AGBA is up 17%. They had a little bit of pre-market poppage. This one came up. I know it got a lot of people on this fall down. And as you see, the ATR kind of just gave out on it. You can see how the ATR rounded off and just could not keep up with the price action going downwards. And then it started moving away from the price action. It was like, yeah, you guys are tripping. Same thing with this one. Could not keep up with the price action. It broke it. ATR formed a little U shape. And this became some resistance. Even when it broke back over this here. Zoom in a little bit. Where was that? Right up in here. Came back up and broke it, but overall bearish on this ATR. Tested it twice around here and still continue going down. And now today in pre-market, will it be able to hold above this level of what, the 140s? 140-ish on ABGA and then NKGN. Let's see. It's just been moving up. It's not anywhere near its old ATR, so it's going to have to get a new calculation up here on this move up. So I'm guessing you're looking for a break of like 150. Let's see, 150 is almost a control area, point of control in here. But we'll have to see the new calculation. It's kind of in no man's land for right now. Let's look at the larger time frames on these. NKGN has been trading for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Has been getting beat down. We've seen these type of plays before as well. Things getting a nice little punch down into the ground and then short squeezing. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to look at these floats as well in a minute. Just looking at these charts, and let's pull up AGBA. Okay, yeah, AGBA. It got beat down, and it does have this little reference candles showing that it can pop up and go on back down. So let's look at NKGN right here. NKGN. Okay. NKGN with a float of 8.05 million. NKGN. This is a biotech company. We know biotechs can be very, very dangerous at times, and they can make some really big squeezes in either direction. All right, press releases 3 days ago. NKGen Biotech announces upcoming presentation on SNK01, natural killer cell therapy in neurodegenerative disease at the 12th annual Alzheimer's and Parkinson's Drug Development Summit. So that was 3 days ago. NKGen Biotech secures additional financing of $5 million to continue advancing its clinical programs. Was on April 11th, and then the previous news was the phase 1 trial of this, of this testing. I don't know if this is the same testing, but it looks like it. phase one that it is trying to get on through. All right. And then AGBA we saw last week. I think it had news last week, I think. Maybe AGBA. 3 days ago, yeah. 4 billion merger agreement. Or yeah, merger elevating shareholder value to new heights. I saw this one last week. Okay. Yeah. And then 4 days ago, kind of the same news, that 4 billion right there. And then this is in the previous month where it put out its fourth quarter 2023 earnings. Okay. And then what's the float on AG, AB, AGBA? 17.1 million. So it does have a little bit higher float. And, you know, on days where there's not a lot of meat on the bone, people will focus on lower floats to try to squeeze out as much possible profit that they can get. So we'll see. Neither one of them is over $2. The ranges probably aren't going to be huge. Their ATR, their closing ATRs from last week was 28 cents on NKGN. So it is going to have the potential to have a bigger range than AGBA. AGBA has a ATR of 16 cents. It's got 13 million shares traded on it. And NKGN only has 6 million, but still, people will focus in on that float. But we'll see who wins the day. Both of them have news from 3 days ago, so none of them have that fresh cut, nice news on today. Good morning, Mike D. Good morning, good morning. Okay. AGBA getting up there to 20%. This might be a little battle between both of them. Gotta wait until the open. We got about 15 minutes left to the open. Wait and see which one is receiving the most relative volume first. That's the first thing I look for. And then we want to see the standard deviations come on in and follow the relative volume. It's got to be abnormal. Okay, so the ATR high from the previous day was right around 150 up here. So we'll see the reaction. Let me see, where's my price level? About 150-ish. Well, it's right at 150 right now. We have to see how it opens. And this one continues to slip down as well. Has a previous kind of bottom right here at the 135s, but I wouldn't trust that. That's really not in any kind of consolidation. That's just a big boom up and then coming back down to that price level. Has a value level from the pre-market trading, value level at the price of 122, value level high at the price of 174. Majority of the shares traded during pre-market were up here. We'll have to see if it can get back above this 150 level and continue grabbing people or getting people's attention to buy higher. AGBA, also same story. A lot of volume came in between 169 and 150, and it's got to just continue that. The low of the pre-market is 127. High of pre-market is 168. NKGN is it's really looking like it's in just some tight consolidation. Looking at these previous candles and the tightening down of this level, I really don't look for tight. A lot of people like when things get tight to get in, but I'm looking for, you know, that range. Looking for it to rush down into an area, get in while it's having range, and then get that nice pop back up. And I don't know how much range this one is going to have. These previous candles, let's just look at the bodies of them. The body from 147 down to 143. That's like what, 4 cents? 4 cents on that body. 45 to 43, 2 cents. And the bodies just keep getting smaller. The problem with these bodies being so small is these wicks out here are snaps. So they're snapping up, snapping down. And you know, if you enter high and it snaps back like this, especially on some bigger size, you can definitely get caught in a position that you do not want to be in. Looking out here on this pre-market, kind of the same story with even smaller bodies in here, almost like dojis, just back-to-back dojis in here. And these are 15-minute candles. So these are 15 minutes of indecision. And you really don't want to see it get this tight on 13 million shares of volume. Because that means this thing is very, very thickly traded. People just sitting there waiting to snap it back. It may not even be market makers, just regular people, because it's so cheap. Donnell called out MLEC. Reliable said you can't get in before the volume if you wait until after the volume comes in. True, but volume is a little bit of a confirmation. Let's see MLEC. Okay, so MLEC looking a little suspect. Okay. Let's see how far it's up. 116%. Okay, so this one looks better. And it looks like it can have, well, it's got 18 cents in the ATR, but that was from Friday. We'll see the new calculation of ATR today. But yeah, that one looks more appealing to the eye, being 116%. So that one, okay, starting to make sense. I see them. And look at this pre-market, big move up, has a value level high of 324, value level low of 279. You can see how the bots came in, very small volume up here. You can see in this blue when people started to catch on, right? People started to catch on around 220. Look like they played it on up, and now it's getting plenty of consolidation and volume in this level. I want to see how it holds the value level low though of that 281. And let's look back a little bit. Let's go over here to the higher time frames on this one. We haven't looked at this one yet. And we'll also look at the float here. This one has been getting beat down for a while. So this is looking like it has the potential to pop. Now, these prices may not reflect the actual price. This may be short split, or not short split, reverse split action where it wasn't actually at these prices, but it received short splits, which changed its charting. But yeah, looks like it's got the potential to pop. Let's go and look at the press releases on this. Does it have a fresh catalyst? MLEC. Whoops. LEC. Mulek Sciences. 3 hours ago. This one's got a fresh catalyst. So just me looking at them, I would say this one has, the most potential. It's got gas on today. The other two had gas from 3 days ago. Mulek becomes first molecular farming company to achieve USDA approval from plant-grown animal proteins. Let's click into this. Oh, they got pictures. Okay. Mulek standard soy, piggy soy. Piggy soy. Okay. It's that pinkish pigment there in the bean. It kind of looks like a black-eyed pea, kinda. Okay, so the USD determines that Mulek genetically engineered soybean accumulated animal meat protein. Okay, let me reread that. The USD determines that Mulek's genetically engineered soybean accumulating animal meat protein is unlikely to pose an increased plant pest risk relative to non-engineered soybeans. Therefore, it is not subject to the APHIS regulation that governs the movement of organisms modified or produced through genetic engineering. Mulek embraced NASDAQ's slogan, Rewrite Tomorrow, and took it literally. We achieved an unprecedented milestone in biotechnology with the first ever USDA APHIS approval of this kind, stated Palladini, Mulek's science CEO and co-founder. We are unlocking the power of plants by leveraging science to overcome climate change and global food security concerns. I'm very proud of Mulek team creating value for shareholders and the planet at the same time. This milestone reinforces Mulek's B2B go-to-market strategy for piggy soy product and innovative, functional, and nutritious ingredient. By adding a well-known animal meat protein, this protein, porcine myoglobin, to the standard soybean proteins, the company expects to provide food manufacturers with a unique ingredient that will have a positive carbon and water footprint. All right. So Martin Salinas, chief of technology and co-founder at Mulek, enthusiastically announced, "We believe this milestone sets the stage for a revolution in food industrial biotech landscape, paving the way for expedited adoption of molecular farming technology." Okay, by other industry players. Okay. So they got some things going. What in June 2023, the company announced that piggy soy seeds had achieved high levels of expression of pork protein. Okay, and we saw that. We saw how pink this is in comparison to this other soybean right here. So very, very pink flesh there. But I think that's about the end of piggy soy. But it is the biggest mover on today, up 115%. So I'm thinking eyes will float to it. And it also has 28 million shares traded. Let's go over and look at the float of piggy soy. MLEC. So looking like it's got a float of 14.77 million. It is heavily held by insiders. A lot of insiders holding this one. Let's go to their, well, we pretty much read their profile. We know what they're working on. Yeah. They were founded in 2020, so they're based in Luxembourg. It operates in the United States, Europe, and South America, though. But the company was founded in 2020 and is based in Luxembourg. All right, let's go to FinViz. MLEC has my interest for right now, so we'll definitely keep this one on watch. Float over here, shares float says 6.50 million. So that's a little bit of difference between that 14, but this could be because this has not updated yet. And this is why we cross-reference. So 14, and then FinViz is saying 6 million. Let's go to Market Watch. MLEC. Whoops. MLEC float out here 6.5 million. Let's see if they have any shelf registrations. No shelf registrations that stand out there. Okay. Shares float on this one says 3.5 million there. Okay. We'll see. I mean, it's not going to be that hard to tell how volatile it really is once it opens, but it does look like it has a float of around or under 10 million based on this information. We'll see what they wants to do, and it is a biotech, so it can get dicey very quickly. And it's so far away from any of its previous ATRs or anything else that it's kind of hard to mark any levels on it. Let's go over here to the larger time frame, to over here to the monthly. Let's scoot back on here. So right now it's trading around 296. So it's right under the $3 level here. Just put in 3 as a point to watch. Does have a little bit of indecision back here on this 3 came up, and but this is consolidation. So patterns really in consolidation, patterns really don't hold a whole lot of weight even on the monthly. Let's see. We got 609 up here. That was a level that was kind of traded around. And I'm just going based on, I don't know if it's actually ever been to these prices up here, but I'm just going based on what I'm seeing here and the candlestick patterns here on the monthly first. It's also got a little level here at 422 for that month that became a little bit of resistance, there. So we'll have to see. Let's jump over to the next one, to the weekly. See if we see anything. So it looks like that 3 did get a little tap on the weekly. Let's make this bigger. This is kind of how I do. I just start from the biggest one and work my way down. There was a little bit of indecision around here at the $5 that it kind of got shut down twice on these 2 weeks, right at the 5. Okay, let's go back to the daily. All right, daily chart, trading around the 3. And, you know, kind of these other ones that we already marked already kind of capture where resistance could be. So we really don't have to do too much on the daily. Let's go to the 4-hour and see where it's lining up. So we see it's got one level up here at like the 422 based on those monthly and weekly levels we put in. So it's got a little bit of room to play in here. I don't know how long it'll play or if it'll even play up there, but we'll see on the open. We have about 2 minutes left to the bell, and we're going to see what happens. Jumping back over to the main menu. This one's going to be the one that I watch out of the open. I'm not too worried about the other two. They're just up 20% and they're under $2. So they gotta do something impressive to come back on. I'm gonna take them off for right now. MKN and AGBA. And we're going to focus on MLEC unless those other two want to wake up on the day. But this one's already woke. And it looks like it is ready to take some shoes and socks from either shorts or longs. So we'll keep an eye on MLEC coming into the opening. I'll see if anything else pops on my scans. I know MLEC's going to pop up for sure because it's over 100%. The other two probably won't. All right. So let's see what happens on MLEC. We got about a minute left. We got our range. We see our value level low is at the 281. Value level high is at the 329. And the other levels are already up there on the chart waiting for it to make a move. So we'll see what happens. Now, looking downwards, we do see a little bit of consolidation around this level. Was this 250? All the way down to 222. We do have a little consolidation, but that's pretty much the only checkpoint that we have downwards. So we'll see how that does today if it wants to dip down here. Oops, let me remove that. All right, so we got about 20 seconds left on MLEC. Does have news on the day. Biotech company, low float, either around 10 or below 10 million in the float. All right, there's the open. ATRs are calculated now. ATR high is a 317. ATR low is a 277 here. Fresh open on the day. Jumping up. Let's see what it wants to do towards this ATR high. Going towards holding that $3 whole dollar level. Going towards that ATR high, but we haven't seen it. Let's see what happens. Okay. A lot of people sitting around at $3. All right, so did not get a touch of the ATR high. Um, and looks like it wants to go down and test the ATR low here. On the daily chart, let me mark the ATRs on this one because these are hold a little bit of more weight on here. So the ATR high here is 326 that it needs to break out of. The ATR low is down here at the 268 based on the daily. We'll see how it plays within these ranges. And I might want to change the colors of those because let's see, edit properties. Change this to ATR high. ATR high based on daily. Oops. Daily high. Okay. And where's that ATR low? ATR low based on daily. Oh, I forgot to change the color. Trash. I am absolute trash at this. All right, so bam, red. I want to be a little bit more red than that. There we go. All right, so there is the ATR high and low from the daily chart, the actual high. So like I told y'all, on this, the way that this is coded, it's coded for the time period that it's in. So this 15-minute, these ATRs you see on here are based on 15-minute candles. They're not the actual daily ATR. Daily ATR is just a little bit more out. But still trading with indecision in between the ATRs. And as long as it's trading in between the ATRs, I'm thinking it's in consolidation. It's going to have to make a choice whether it wants to rip down or rip up. And if it rips through this 268, that hard daily ATR, that's going to be a little bit of bearish action. It's going to take a little work to get back into this ATR. If you look at the sell by indicator, we can see it's a 73% on the sales side, and the buyers are kind of getting whacked right now, but that doesn't mean anything with the way that this thing is trading back and forth. It just needs to make a decision here. Still up 100%, 111%. I still think it has the possibility to go higher, but we'll see. We will see. Fresh catalyst, and Tesla continues to drop. Gee whiz. Whew. I saw reliable was telling me about Verizon and how it moves, and I was looking at Verizon and AT&T's moves today. They did literally the same move. MLEC looking like it's showing some green in this indecision right here around $3. So $3 is becoming something. You know, don't really know what it is yet, but it's something. Relative volume on MLEC is 409, almost 500 times the normal volume on this thing. So there are a lot of eyes on this. It's got 36 million shares traded on it. 36 million. Very, very thickly traded. If it starts to squeeze either way, somebody's going to have to be covering or something, because it is looking like it's going towards this top. We can see this top was tested a little bit during pre-market. This top around 318, 320-ish level. So that's kind of where it's looking at, and that's where the ATR is calculated on this particular name. But still up 124%. Looking very, very thoughtful about that ATR high, showing a little bit of pressure. Can it start to get those 315s up to 320s? Looking over here on my little sidebar, I can see the little sizes coming in, and there's 315 getting hit there. Getting up to that ATR high. This is the first true test of ATR on the day during intraday. So there's a 317. Will it break this ATR and hold this level? Yes, it did. All right, so now it's touching the actual ATR, the daily ATR high here. It should find a little bit of resistance at this ATR high of the 325. It did. Got a little push down, but this candle is not closed yet. Got 10 minutes left on this 15-minute candle, so it's got plenty of time to push through that ATR high after a test. We'll see how much resistance. There wasn't a whole lot of resistance there at that ATR high. Usually if it's big resistance, it'll like jump down. But it's looking like it wants to get on through there. We'll see. And at this point, look at the buy sell indicator now. 94% to the buy side, what, 6% to the sell side. You know, I don't know if sellers are going to jump on right now, because if it breaks, it's going to hurt them. It could easily go to 350. So they're waiting for confirmation before they do anything crazy here. All right, so getting back under, staying within the ATR, pushing back. So that's a true test of the ATR right there. Both of them on the 15-minute and the daily ATR. Let me read some of these comments. I see y'all moving and talking. Let's see. Indecision is good on pullbacks. Is actually what I look for. Nice. Okay. Reliable says, I'd want to see MLEC closer to 220, $2 range for me to play the name. Okay, definitely should give scalp opportunity. Reliable said took entry on NKGN on the bid of 130. You got 130s and 133s. Just gonna watch for now on NKGN. Took a 125. I'm the ultimate Tesla bear. Oh yeah. Jimmy says SMFL. SMFL. Let's look over there. Don't see it on the scans yet. SMFL looks like it just gapped up. It's up 698%, but it's is it getting any volume? SMFL. Looking over here, got 1 million shares traded. I would have to see MLEC die before I switch over to SMFL. That's the only thing. Because look at this relative volume. This is the cancerous stock right now, MLEC. And it also has news on the day. The relative volume is absolutely insane on MLEC. 500 times the norm. This one isn't even 1 times its norm volume. So we'll have to see how that wakes up during the day. Maybe it does have catalyst. Maybe people are sleeping on the catalyst today. But we'll go and look into that in just a minute. Let me read the rest of these. Reliable Rudy says, you still hold Tesla? No, I'm out of Tesla. Donnell says 200 share MLEC. He got in at 289, got out. And let me flip back over to MLEC, my bad. He got out at 289. Nice. But it's still at these highs here. So we want to see it. It's got to get through this ATR high and start to hold above. Really, the 320 level is the level that we're looking for. Let me see. Reliable said you took a 152 on AGBA. And then Jimmy said, never mind, that's a reverse split. Oh, yeah. I was looking at it. I was like, man, that chart looks weird. But yeah, we try to find these cancer stocks based on relative volume and the deviations that they put out, and then try to catch a good entry position at a obvious support, right? But again, getting pumped down. This is the second time it's showing pump down from here on MLEC. And this is why we like to wait for candles to close. So now we're headed, it's big, kind of big ranges for especially for this price, moving from 320 all the way back down to the ATR low. And now the ATR low should show some form of support here right at the 268. It shouldn't really just crash this just yet. There should be some type of pop here because ATR is a very respected level. And there's the pop right there. But that was a very short-lived pop. So there was some respect there. But yeah, again, this candle has to close. And this is why, you know, you'd be like, oh, well, you wait the first 30 minutes. You miss a lot. Yeah, I miss a lot of injuries too. You know, ankle sprains and stuff. I see NIVF also up 100%. NIVF, let me look at that one. It doesn't look like it's receiving that much volume right now, but it is popping up on my scans for lower price things popping over 100%. And it looks like it's halted actually. It is halted, I think. Yeah, it's halted. Okay, so NIVF, another one popping up. Let's go and look at the news since they're giving us halt time to go and look into this. Let's see when it halted. NIVF halted at 9:38:27. Okay. So it'll be opening up in a little bit. Let's quickly run through and see if it has any kind of news here. NIVF. Okay, NIVF 41 minutes ago. And this looks like a recent stock. This hasn't been trading long. It signs a non-binding term sheet for a potential reverse merger with European Wellness Investment Holdings. Now, I just am horrible at trading IPOs or recent IPOs. I'm horrible. I don't know if I'm cursed on IPOs or what, but they just don't go well for me. Um, Okay, so but it is up. And the other thing is I can't really, it's no ATR calculated on it, no relative volume, there's no calculations I can do on this. Like my math is irrelevant. I would just have to trade this on a whim. But we'll watch it. It is still up. It's up 100%. It'll be unhalting at the 43. So in about a minute, it'll be unhalting. So we'll go ahead and watch NIVF. We still see MLEC going on down. It did get under the true ATR there, so it's looking a little bit bearish. And it also dropped under 100%, so it's probably going to drop off of my scans for today. And we're just looking around, keeping our eyes open, not trying to lose our shoes here at the open. Let me read some of the let me read some of these. Lori called it out too. Donnell said MLEC dump. Yep. Reliable said SC could be one of interest for y'all if you want a swing. And AGBA should catch a bid on this flat top setup. Let me look over there. Did it actually come up a little bit more? AGBA. Also, let me watch NIVF if it's gonna be a regular 43. I forgot the second. I don't want to flip away. I know it's on the 43, so I'm just gonna wait for the 43 to go by. It's supposed to be opening here in just a minute. Somewhere in the 43. Okay, there's the open. Popped up there to the 171. The value level high is the 159, and we can see, a lot of volume came in here around the 130. So more volume needs to come in up here, and it's getting that push up to the top of what was 180, almost 180 there on NIVF, and starting to pull attention even more from MLEC. Okay. AGBA got above the ATR high there, still working though. And then MLEC continuing to go down. All right. It's like a battle, man. They just flipping sides. These three are the ones that I'm kind of watching. This is my scanner for things over 100% that are under 5. And those are pretty much the only ones that I look at, because once they go under 100%, they kind of get really, they slow down a lot, and their ranges kind of tighten. I don't like that. I like to get paid. AGBA still struggling there. All right, so NIVF coming back into the value level does not look like it could catch any kind of volume up here. And now close. That's the 15-minute close. And we're seeing it stay within this, and we're seeing volume come in this volume level, in this value level. So, and it's halted down. Okay, NIVF halted down. AGBA right at trying to hold this ATR high. So hit this value high and trying to hold ATR high there. Let's see, MLEC. Yeah, close under the ATR low. So I'm thinking that's going to be bullish. And this is where desperation plays come in. A lot of people, they'll try to buy on green just to catch a little green and sell, because they know they're playing a downwards trend here. So we'll see if it continues to break down the 248 and the 222 this this level down here that was kind of tested in pre-market. Back over to AGBA, still holding above the ATR high. And NIVF, of course, we just saw it halt. But these are our top movers on today. Let me go ahead and mark the actual ATR high today. It's not actually over the actual ATR high, which is the 175 on the daily. The ATR low is the 137. So we'll mark this ATR high from daily. I kind of like to see it break the daily because the daily is just so much more conviction than the other ones. So ATR high. Okay. And then the ATR low down here, like the 137. Daily. I forgot to change the color as well. So let's change this color to red. Reddish. There we go. And then this one to green. Edit our ATR daily to green. All right, so it is pushing that level though. Definitely pushing that level. We look over here, and to break the actual ATR is that 175. So this 15 minutes is a little bit off. I don't like that, but it is snapping above that ATR high. It is showing bullish potential, and sometimes the 15 minutes can give you a earlier entry than the actual break of the ATR. But sometimes you get caught and the ATR ends up, the real ATR, the daily ATR begins to be a wall here. So we'll see what happens. Let's jump back over to MLEC. Still looking like it wants to crash out this 250. And is it halted or it's just thickly traded? It's barely moving. Very thickly traded there. Yeah. All right. Looking like we're getting over the true ATR up here of the 175. Can it close this candle above 175 for a higher move, or is it going to get thrown back down into this little zone here? Holding up there, looking like it wants to go for a break. The previous high was 180, and just holding this level here, 175. Up, I see more volume coming in up here. Just double top there. It's got to break that double top of 180 on this candle. If it closes like this, it's probably going to be headed down, especially in this doji look. It kind of looks like indecision here. Yeah. Okay, pulling back. Let's look at MLEC. MLEC breaking down the 250 here. And this is what I was saying. Once you get under the ATR, it's just desperation plays. People just looking for any type of green, right? Anything. And it's just not working out for them. It's going to continue going down on them. And you can actually use the ATR even on higher or large caps. Once it's under that ATR, it's going down. It can give you some long, but I only go long, so if ever I go short, I would love to see it go under the ATR. Under the ATR low, that is. Daily low. Still holding up here, but closing up. These counters are getting a little bit smaller. This last one was 156 all the way up to 170. So that's 20-cent move on this little cheaper stock. That's not normal. That's the first candle where they did that 20-cent move. So we should see smaller candles coming in here. And MLEC still dying slowly. Don't know when NIVF is going to unhalt, but it does look scary being a recent IPO. Not a lot of data to kind of configure or calculate what it wants to do. And AGBA continues to be on the struggle boat as well. The SPY, let's flip over to the SPY. Whoa, slow down. What in the world? Okay, it tested the ATR low and is kind of in consolidation, has not made a break of the 498s. And if it breaks this low again, it's going to look even more bearish, breaking down this 497 on the day. We did get an open on NIVF, opening much lower than where it closed. Closed around like the 54s, dropped down to the 133, coming down to this ATR high here, but I wouldn't trust this one. It's a recent IPO. Doesn't really have the news catalyst, so you know, not looking the greatest. Let's see. Let me read some of these. Reliable says plenty of time to play in this candle. Not a double top in my book. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. It just needs to break this candle, and that's what it looks like it's going for on AGBA. Yep. It just moved the whole value level up. It's about to go up. Yep. Y'all saw that little pop up. Move the value level up, and let's see if it can continue trading above the ATR. Was this a ATR fake out? That was the ATR, and it definitely showed a little bit of resistance there from the 84 dropping all the way down to the 72s. That's a 10-cent drop back into indecision. It needs to get back over the ATR and start trading higher if it's going to do so. MLEC and NIVF not really doing much at all. Okay. Can we get back over the ATR high? So that was a huge test that probably shook a lot of hands out on that move down. But now, like I said, the candle has to close. As long as the candle is moving, it can continue to lie to you. So let's see. Testing back at that value level high, needs to get over those 80s. That would be beautiful. And start to hold and close this candle like at or above the 80s would be dope. There's 79 into the not the 80s. Okay, there was an 80. There was an 80 on the bid I just saw. 79, 79 and 80. You see an 81. 79 and 80. 81. There's the kick through. Okay, so now it is above the ATR daily high. That's the conviction there. So yeah, it's it's holding. Let's see where this thing closes though. Candle still has not closed. Still has time to lie to us. Has about 7 minutes on this candle. MLEC. Man, I might take MLEC off. It's kind of dead. I'm gonna take MLEC off. And then NIVF, I'm gonna take that one off. It's trash as well. I can't do any calculations on it. And we'll watch AGBA. Did get over the 80s, got 8 cents over the 80s, and we're looking for these candles to get a little bit smaller. But this one, this previous body was 56 up to 70, almost 76, and we are seeing this thing open up towards the $2, up 53% as of now. Can it hold that 175? Only 20 cents away from it. Can it hold up? Okay, value level kind of jumping around here. Seeing volume come in, but let's see if we can see more volume around this $2 level. Really don't want to see more volume come in at the 178 or anything like that. It'll start moving down. Right at that 93. I bet a lot of people are like, man, this thing is going to break two. This thing's definitely going to break two. Let's see if they're right. Just moving up 1 cent at a time, which is very scary, actually. 2 cents right there. 98. This is a battle. ATR is 20 cents too. 199. This is crazy. $2. Hit $2 on the money. Will it get past it or will it slow down? $2 exactly. And look at, wow. It's got to push through that. Those shorts. Oh, I'm seeing volume come in down here. Uh-oh. Seeing more volume come in down here in this area back towards the 180s. We need to see more up here. More volume. I just seen it come in again. Can you push out? Can we see 201? Oh no. Oh no. Don't fail out of the 90s. Okay, so coming back to the value area, I'm seeing more and more volume come in right here. You can see it growing. Can it stay away? Okay, I'm seeing this one move a little bit, but not as much as down here though. Crazy thing is, with all this trading that it's doing, the volume, the point of control hadn't even moved yet. Point of control is all the way down here, still at the 150. We have to see when this candle closes where it jumps up to. Will it jump up to the ATR, or will it jump above the ATR? Where is it gonna go? Well, coming back towards this 80 level, we got about 3 minutes to the close of this 15-minute candle. I'm not seeing it grow that much at the 80s anymore. Re-entering the value level here of the 185. Almost. Not yeah. This thing's bouncy, man. Let's see. Two minutes to hold up the 80s. We got some other movers out here, but they are not like cancerous like this one. I see Riot. I see SC up there 10%. But, you know, those are much higher floats and just not what we're really looking for. 89s. They're losing it. Look at this size getting pushed through. It says 500 and it's just getting nailed. So a break of that 88. Let's see, a break of that 88 is what we're looking for. Back down to the 88s. Yep, there's 88, 87. 87, 85 was the top of the value level here. And back off of it. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little bit choppy in here. Really thought we were going to see a bigger boom down. But because it's not booming down, it may be, you know, bullish. It's still above the 175. So I guess you can use 175 as a kind of risk management tool, which would be what, 15 cents from here? And say, hey, if you break down to 175, I'm out. The only other problem is the catalyst for this was 3 days ago. So even if it does hold up a little bit, I don't know if it's going to be able to go back up here to the twos. Has much more chance of going into this volume level down here. So we'll see what happens. Will it show us red? All right, it is 9 o'clock. That is pretty much my time for the day. I'm about to get on down. Of course, this one's out of my price range anyway. Just looking at it to See how these little ones move? I just really hate them, to be honest, because they don't really move like I like. Can't get that quick 20, 30 cents off of them, especially on 1,000 shares. Whew. Nice little payout quickly. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're gonna continue to trade, definitely keep your head on the swivel. We really didn't see anything above 5 that was moving strong and being very aggressive. Today, Monday, was kind of like a cheaper penny stock day. We saw some cheaper stocks making some moves on smaller ranges. But yeah, that is it for me today. Um, and as always, we're starting off the week. This is the start of the race. Not a, it's a marathon, a continuation of the race on the year. Oh wow, it's going on down now. Well, I guess I flipped off at the wrong time, huh? Yeah, going on down there, back to that 175 test of the ATR right there. But yeah, that's enough right now. I'm not gonna get into this thing. Just basically doing a case study, case analysis, and I look for something that better meets my criteria that can pay me on the day. But yeah, 48 million shares traded. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.